You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, ladies? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Welcome to the lounge. I know y'all have been anxiously waiting and anticipating on today's sermon. I've been spending time with my daughter. Y'all know she's in the army, so she's here on vacation. So of course, family comes first. Had to make the time to be with her. God got her here safely. Pray, hopefully he gets her back when it's time for her to return safely as well. So, you know, I've been basically chopping it up with my daughter, with my bestie, and hanging out with her. So, also, I put in my community tab, if you've been keeping up with the things that I be posting over there. I had two different type of sermons coming up for y'all. I had the lies that married men will tell. And the second and the other sermon was when you think you leveled up only to get the same man you took. And I noticed that a lot of y'all was pretty much gravitating towards that one. So that is the reason why I'm going to be doing this sermon today first. I was going to do the lies that married men tell, but I would just put that in the back or whatever, because I felt like being that everybody was responding to this one the most, this was the one that y'all was a little more interested in getting my point of view or getting a sermon done. So just know that when I post things on my community tab, it's for a reason. It's to prepare y'all for the sermons that are coming up, and to also make a decision based off of the reactions that I get from the sermons that I'm preparing for y'all. So this was the one that most of y'all appeared to be more eager to want me to do conduct a sermon upon. So let's get into it. First of all, make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all already know the word, the sermon is going to be phenomenal. And also like and share, subscribe. If you want to donate to the movement, my Cash App is in the thumbnail. If you cannot donate, just being present, just showing your love and, you know, liking the video, trust and believe that helps a great bit. In fact, it helps even way more than donations. So please make sure y'all tithe to the congregation with a like button or a small little token of your appreciation. Either way, I will be very grateful. I don't care if it's just $2 or $1. Guess what? A blessing is a blessing. But let's get into the sermon, right? So we've seen too often how a lot of these side chicks, these coleslaw, these harlots, these Jezebel, you know, these succubus spirited women, how happy and honorary they are when they feel that they have finally conquered a man, especially if that man was married or in a previous relationship, or if he showed any indications that he still had some type of feelings for a woman that in which he was previously involved with in some type of shape or form. So you have these men who are who tend to be very deceitful, and for different reasons, men will move on with the side chick, and most of the time when he does move on, it is not because he has the best of intentions. Everybody doesn't get the experience the Alicia Keys type of situation, and we'll go into talking about that a little later another time, right? But every woman does not always get the luxury of leveling up with the man who she had taken from another woman. Now, let me start off by saying this, because I know a lot of women say, well, Mocha, how's that possible? There's no way a woman can take a man from somebody. You can't do that, right? A man is only going to be taken if he wants to be. And that's very true. I agree with that. However, I also know that sometimes, in many cases, women will go the extra mile and do things very deceitfully to encourage a man to change his mind by leaving his marriage, leaving his family, or leaving a relationship he was potentially seeking to build. So I will say that yes, no man, you can't take somebody's man. He can only be taken when he wants to be. But we also know that women, we do have a very persuasive way, a manipulative way in which we go about, getting these men to give in to what we want. You know what I mean? And we're going to go into some of those. We're going to go into some of those things, sooner than later. We'll get into that, but I'll save that as we go on within the content. So, getting back, right? When you think you leveled up, the thing about it is, in many cases, a lot of these men are like salesmen. Okay, it's no different than going to a car dealership, and you're looking to purchase a new car, and the salesman, he's going to approach you, he's going to look his best, because of course nobody wants to make a deal with a salesman who looks unorganized. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to do business with a car salesman if he's not dressed appropriately. He's dirty, he's dingy, his pants are wrinkled, he has dirt in his nails, his hair's not cut, his beard is stubby. You can't take him seriously if he does not look professional. In other words, a man has to play the part if he is auditioning to try to get you to notice him. Okay, and in many instances, especially when a man is in a relationship or he's married, 9 times out of 10, he's definitely going to put up an even stronger performance because he already knows that he's already in a situation. Okay, and basically what these men do, they will present themselves as a nice package. All right, basically telling you, the things you want to hear, complimenting you, vibing with you, basically wheeling you in, slowly but surely baiting you in to the games in which they have in store for you. So, and let's separate talking about the married men so I can break this down in different categories. So, start with the married men. A lot of women easily get manipulated by married men because, for one, married men have the tendency to make it seem as if he's not really happy with what he has. That's first and foremost. And this is nothing but bait to get a woman to be comfortable, to let her guard down. Because the moment he tells the harlot, I am married, but I'm not really happy in my current situation. I'm not really satisfied. I'm not really pleased. I only married for the sake of my children. Only married because I was young back then. Whatever his reasons are, he'll give you a reason to make you feel comfortable. So this automatically makes the harlot think she's at an advantage because she's looking at the fact he's letting me know that he's not happy with her. Okay, not understanding that, again, this is a tactic to wheel her in, to bait her in, so he can use the situation to his advantage, right? So he'll say these things, and after a while, once the side chick or the succubus has made herself feel comfortable with his lies, she starts entertaining the lies, meaning she's calling him now. She's hanging out with him, spending time with him. Now she's investing time into him. All of this simply because he gave her the notion that he is not happy with his current wife, his current situation. So you're spending all this time with him. Y'all going places. Y'all traveling out of town. Y'all catching flights. In the midst of catching flights, now you are catching feelings. Okay, so in many instances now, as time is building up, and you're seeing this man a lot, you're around him a lot. 9 times out of 10, his life at home slowly but surely is deteriorating, because you cannot keep up the charades with two different women for but so long. Eventually, somebody's going to go lacking. We know by nature men are not good multitaskers. They cannot juggle two women for a lifetime without making one feel deprived, and without causing friction with the other one. In other words, they're not really, men are not good cheaters. They're just not. And even many men have admitted that women are better cheaters. Or listen, women, we have the gift of being able to multitask. And I'm not happy and bragging on this when I say that. But if a woman wanted to cheat on her husband and see another man, she can still juggle both hats very well. In other words, she can step out and go sneak and see Curtis, have luncheons with him, go out of town with him, catch flights with him, still come home, cook, clean, take care of the kids, make sure the grass is cut by the lawn man, still handle all her business at home. In other words, she will not let anything go lacking. She knows how to balance it to where the husband who she's cheating on is not noticing that anything is out of pocket. Women, we have the gift of multitasking. That's just our gift. We shouldn't be using it in that manner, but we do have that gift. We can be doing our thing outside and still coming home, taking care of home, cooking, cleaning, not changing our routine, not doing anything that's going to make us stand out like a sore thumb. Men do not have that gift. When a man is cheating, you're going to know. His whole attitude changes, Now, in some instances, some women aren't that great at covering it, but I'm just saying, for the most part, women, we are better candidates at being able to camouflage and conceal, if we're out there cheating. Men, they're not good at that. Like I said, they start all of a sudden, you want to dress up every weekend, when normally he only dressed up when y'all go out somewhere. All of a sudden, he's so interested in all these different colognes, when all before you had to make him wear cologne. When a man cheats, he steps totally outside his element. He does everything totally different. All of a sudden, he wants to take the kids to school every morning. Well, you used to have to beg him to take the kids to school. Why? Because that's his little getaway to meet Mrs. Jones for a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? And coochie to go. You get what I'm saying? So, men are not good, at being able to play things off and still protect the home front. So what ends up happening is, because he's so into doing his thing outside of the household, he's not realizing the inside of his household is deteriorating. Just like Martell was doing with Mel, he got so into, being with Arion that he became very argumentative. We've seen him on the show arguing with Mel for no reason, starting arguments, complaining, just bitching about things unnecessarily, making Melody feel like she's not doing enough. You're not home enough. You're not with the kids enough. Why? Because not only he wanted Mel to be the breadwinner, it was already a lot on Mel's plate, just running businesses, trying to, financially ensure that, business is taking care of the household. She was already doing a lot of that by herself because Martell wasn't working. Martell was the stay-at-home dad. Now all of a sudden he don't even want to be a stay-at-home dad. Now he's complaining, not only you work a lot, you need to be with the kids a lot. And to keep piling stuff on Mel's plate, that way that gave him more room to do the dirt that he wanted to do. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, when a man starts getting overly involved outside of his household, the inside of his household starts lacking, start deteriorating. The kids don't get the time that they deserve with them. His wife, he's not supporting her as much. In some instances, he may not even be giving himself to his wife sexually. He might have even started depriving her on that. Y'all get the drift. Basically, men do not know how to balance being a cheater and a husband at the same time. It's not going to work. Eventually he's going to crash and burn. So at some point in time, he has to make a decision. Okay. And in the midst of that, what's going on is he has the outside chick that's pressuring him. You need to decide who you want to be with. You know, is it going to be me? Is it going to be, you know, because you got to realize feelings that got involved now, especially when y'all have gone to bed with each other multiple occasions. This woman done got used to him spending money on her. She done become codependent on him, not just financially, but also emotionally and sexually, okay? Because he has contributed all of those things. So eventually he makes a decision and he decides to leave his marriage, okay? In the midst of that, the chick already now has this sense of superiority, like she's that chick. The fact that she was able to conquer, not only conquer the man, conquer and divide. Conquering a man, but also dividing a marriage or dividing a household. And now she has this complex of superiority in which she thinks she is better than the wife that he left. She thinks she is better than the baby mama or the fiance or the woman he left. Now, you also, you got men like Scrappy, okay? If some of y'all may not be familiar with Scrappy, but Scrappy is a reality show star from the show Love and Hip Hop. He's also supposedly a rapper. I've never known him to have a lot of rap songs other than Money in the Bank. I don't, it's, to me, when it comes to his celebrity status as a rapper, I'll probably give him a C+. Because he's just nowhere on no Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Offset. He's not on that type of level. I'm not going to discredit him and say that he's not talented, but I just never known him to like really be, you know, a high bracket top tier rapper. You know what I mean? But then again, I don't listen to hip hop like I used to. Most of the hip hop I listen to, y'all, is from the 80s and the 90s. A lot of my music is 80s, 90s, and early 2000s and 70s. I'm a 70s baby, so I'm more of a Motown, R&B, Temptation, and Whispers, and I'm absolutely obsessed with the Whispers. That is my favorite male group from the 70s. But we'll talk about that another time, because I've been going a whole hour talking about the Whispers. But yes, anybody ever want to send Mocha some concert tickets to the Whispers, you know, be my guest. Pass that blessing. But anyway, getting back into that, right? So Scrappy, any of us who have been followers of the show Love and Hip Hop for quite some time, the original cast, I kind of fell off, you know, quite some time. I think kind of after they started bringing in the younger cast members, I kind of fell out of touch with that. But anyway, we've seen Scrappy and Erica go back and forth for years on that show, you know, acting like one minute they was gonna be together, and at one point in time they was. Erica and Scrappy made plans to get married, but the problem is Mama D is one of those mama bears that are very aggressive, that thinks that she has to always involve herself in all of her son's relationships, and it has ultimately costing him potentially having a good companion. And we've witnessed you know, Scrappy and Erica be on again, off again, acting like they don't want to be together, but then they creeping with each other, and you know, it's just been a lot of back and forth. But you know, ultimately Mama D became the demise of that relationship, going to the next level. And a lot of it has to do with, you know, Scrappy is a mama's boy, you know. And I will also say this too. At the same time, even though Scrappy a mama's boy, he really cannot control his mother. And you know, a lot of times we want these men to control their mothers. I've seen Scrappy a couple of times tell his mom, chill, you know, bring it down, you know what I mean? When you have a mother that's just really always wilding out and off the chain like that, there's only but so much you can do to subdue her. Because I personally, I've seen Scrappy try to get her to, man down some, like, mom, chill out. He can't strangle the woman, he can't slap her around. But I guess because we've seen Mama D around so much, that we ultimately just want to put all of the blame on Scrappy, which he does deserve 80% of it. But at the same time, his mother is a full grown woman, and he can't really control his mother but so much. If you're with a man who has a mother that's very nasty, mean, and cruel, and he's a couple of times you've seen him, mom, that's not right, you don't need to do that. You've seen him address her, you've seen him check her. I mean, how far is a man supposed to go to check his mama? Slap her? I mean, choke her out? Some of these mothers are very overbearing, and they are very, very overly aggressive and dominant. And Mama D is definitely one of those. She's not going to back down. Scrappy is not going to be able to control her. The only thing Scrappy could do with her is move to a whole nother state and limit, how often he deals with his mother. That way it lessens the problems he has with other women. But I'm going into other directions, right? But we know, all of us who have been fans of the show, we noticed that played a big part. The truth of the matter is, a lot of us knew that Scrappy always had an undeniable love for Erica. But the problem is, Scrappy does not know how to come out of his fuckboy mode, which means he'll really never would have been good for Erica or any woman for that matter. I just don't think Scrappy is nowhere near a husband material. I just think he's one of those men, he wants to do him. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. And any woman who deals with him is going to have to understand that. If you're going to deal with Scrappy, you're going to get just that, the scraps, okay? Because he's not going to take it to the next level, okay? But we see him and Erica go back and forth. And he finally decides to start seeing Bambi. Okay, which I always thought that hookup was very weird to me. I never saw no chemistry between the Bam and Scrappy. To me, the way I gathered it, it was more of a rebound type thing, because he actually proposed to Erica. He actually was acknowledging Erica, but the problem was he could not put the fuckboy shenanigans on the shelf. He couldn't get rid of it. But the whole bottom line is, he impulsively decided to move on with Bam, knowing he was not really finished with Erica. And it ultimately came back to haunt him and Bam's marriage, alright? So, out of Erica making the decision to leave Scrap because she got tired of Mama D, she got tired of Scrappy with the fuckboy shenanigans, she left, okay? Scrappy did not leave Erica. Erica left Scrappy. Erica gave Scrappy back his ring, which I wouldn't have done that. I would have pawned it and went shopping with it, but that's a whole nother story. But Erica left Scrappy, and Scrappy never really got past Erica. But the problem was he couldn't get past being a fuckboy, so Erica was not going to get the best qualities of Scrappy that she wanted, and that's why she made the decision to leave. So out of spite and out of hurt from Scrappy not being able to drag Erica the way he wanted and drag her and still have her waiting on him to get past being a little boy and becoming a man, all of a sudden he decides to get with Bam. Okay, so he gets with Bam, tells Bam all of these things, making Bam think he really wants something, he's looking for something, buttering Bam up, because I can say I'm not a fan of Bam, but I will say this, I got to be fair. He came after Bam. Bam did not come after Scrap. He kept talking out her, getting in her ear, and buttering her up until ultimately Bam ended up just liking him. Because Bam also played devil's advocate. Bam was not really getting anywhere with any of the men in the industry. We've seen Bam trying to get on the come up. We seen her in a jacuzzi with Benzino, who she was dating at the time, which she confirmed she was dating Benzino, because all before she was acting like it wasn't nothing like that. Well, we knew it was something like that, because why would you be in the jacuzzi sitting on the man's lap? Okay. And she was in a hot tub with Rashida's husband Kirk and his side piece and all of that. So anyway, Bam been trying to be on the come up. She been trying to find a man who she can land, who she felt like has some money, who she felt like has some clout. Now, as many industry groupies like Bam who are willing to settle for the C plus industry men and hoping that eventually it will land them to the highest bidder, to the A plus, the B minus, industry men, you know what I mean? So sometimes, you got to crawl before you can walk. So you have a lot of these industry groupies, they will, settle for what they got to settle for until they get the man they really wanted. So Bam was dealing with Benzino, but it was only because she was dealing with him till she got to what she really wanted, which ended up ultimately being Scrappy. So anyway, her and Scrappy got together. I'm not going to go into all the details of that. Her and Scrappy got together. And what ended up happening was Bam started noticing that Scrappy and Erica had this love-hate thing going on with each other. And that's exactly what was going on. Scrappy was being really, really mean and really, really nasty towards Erica. But at the same time, he was up here flexing with Bam like, I got my prize. Later, I ain't feeling you like that. I'm good. And Erica has blasted out on plenty of reunions how her and Scrappy was still smashing. How Scrappy was still munching on the box and all of that. On the same stage with Bam. And of course, he tried to sit there and lie and deny. I ain't been with you like that. And da-da-da-da-da, basically. So Bam saw all of this taking place. And Bam and Erica ended up having a lot of animosity towards each other because Bam knew that Scrappy still obviously had feelings for Erica, and Erica was trying to act like she had so much animosity towards Bam when in actuality she had animosity towards Scrappy for moving on so quickly and whatever the case was. So anyway, getting to the point at hand, Bam and Scrappy married. Bam married Scrappy, knowing Scrappy still had leftover feelings for Erica. And to seal the deal, she not only had one, not two, but 3 children back to back to back in that marriage. And everybody who's been fans of the show knows that Scrappy really did not want to marry. Scrappy married out of spite and out of anger because the woman who he really wanted to marry was Erica, because that was the one who he proposed to first. And it was messed up how he did it on the show, knowing Shay, who had been dating him, who had been waiting on him, who had been looking out for him, who even put her name on an apartment or a house for them. She up here thinking they coming to the show, he gonna profess his love for her, but he did it for Erica and proposed to Erica. Straight up embarrassed Shay. So we know, again, that Scrappy, only thing you're gonna get out of Scrappy is scraps, okay? You're not gonna get nothing really edifying from him. But anyway, Bam took it upon herself to marry Scrappy, already knowing his history with women. Okay? She saw how he did Shay, saw how she did Erica, saw how he played mind games with a few of the women on the show. And yet, she thought she was going to make Scrappy be everything to her that he wasn't, that he never proved himself to be with several other women before her. So she sat up here, had these children back to back to back. I mean, if you want to have one child, okay, I can see that. Have one child and give yourself time to see how this man is going to act, how he's going to treat you. By the time she figured out that Scrappy did not want to be a family man, Scrappy did not want to be a husband, she found out 3 children too late. And that's why I told my daughter, listen, when you get to that place in life, if you want to have children, have one just to see if this man is going to be husband material, father material. Don't have 3 and 4 of them back to back because you want so badly to keep him. You want to make sure he can't leave you. He can't go nowhere. You trying to secure the bag. Or you trying to secure the man. So you have these children back to back to back to lock him in because babies do not keep a man. And all of us should know that by now. And I don't know why women in 2024 is still believing that babies keep men when we know in actuality they never have and never will. Right? So she had all of these children, and we've witnessed, her admitting that she had to, go half and half on bills. This how desperate Bam was to make Scrappy be a family man and a husband. She was willing to go half and half on the mortgage. I've never heard of that. I'm from the old school where the man is supposed to take care of the mortgage. Now, if the woman wants to chip in and help with the light bill or utilities, a little stuff like that. But to go splitting bills down the middle, this just goes to show how badly Bam was willing to be with Scrap out of all costs just so she can lock him in from not having to be with Erica. Okay? So it ultimately ended up not working, even though she was going half and half on the bills and everything. Scrap got more nastier, more difficult, more complicated. He started doing a lot of gaslighting, making it seem like Bam was the problem. And basically, this just was a tactic he was using because he really wanted out of his marriage. But all before, nobody could tell Bam that because Bam thought she was going to be the one to make Scrap level up. Same thing with Porsha. Porsha thought she was going to get Simon to level up. And see, this is what ends up happening, right? When you get these men who was like Scrappy in a relationship in which he was not really mentally and emotionally done. He might have been physically done as far as not being with the woman, but the fact that he had some leftover feelings and you knew that. You saw, anytime you see a man and his baby mama constantly going back and forth and arguing, and she's telling you, hey, he's still coming over here munching my box. He's still coming over here saying he wants to be with me. And you see he done proposed to this woman. You already taking a chance. You're taking a major chance, okay? And that's what Bam did. And we already know what Porsha did. Porsha, hanging out with Fallon, and you have a lot of people that's going to co-sign with Porsha, and still to this day saying that Fallon was cheating, she was doing this, doing that, and regardless of what, they were still married. That did not give Porsha a pass to deal with Simon. It did not matter what problems Simon and Fallon was having. Now, allegedly, Fallon and Dennis might be talking, but that just could be a reach, so I'm not going to confirm that. But if that's the case, I mean, Porsha dished it out. She gonna have to take it if that's the route. And the thing is, Dennis is not married, so if he's free game for anybody at this point, not just Fallon, he's free game for any woman that wants to get involved with them. Listen, when Porsha was married to Simon, Dennis respected that and he stepped back. He didn't try to still mess with Porsha. He didn't still put his moves on Porsha. He respected Porsha's marriage. So Porsha has to respect whoever Dennis ends up with. So it is what it is. But getting to the point is when you think you leveled up. You have a lot of these women, again, they get this sense of superiority because these men have left women who they were married to or still had some type of feelings for. And you build this life together thinking that you're going to make him be everything he was not with the previous woman before you. You're going to make him this family man. You're going to make him this husband. You're going to make him this stand-up, honorary man. A man, first of all, no woman can make a man step up and be a man. That is something that he has to reach to a place in his life in which he realizes, I'm getting older, I'm not getting any younger, I need to settle down, I need to have something solid, I need to have a woman that's going to be on my team. Going from woman to woman to woman is not working for me. He has to get to that place in life in which he's mature enough to understand and realize he has to go about things different. You're not going to be the one to make that decision for him or help him to make that decision. having all of his children is not going to make him be that man you want him to be. Wifing him, rushing him down the aisle, that is not going to make him be the man he wants you to be. All you're going to do is have children from a man who's still not willing to be a man, make a man a husband who's still willing not to be a husband. And this is what has happened to many women in this type of situation. You get a man from another woman. You had no respect for another woman's pain. You had no remorse. You had no shame. Not only you had no remorse and no shame, okay, to add insult to injury, you're going to disrespect the woman. Disrespect by, degrading her. Calling the woman who been through hell with him a hoe. Basically trying to destroy her character. All because of him. Based off the things he told you. You really don't know her like that. You're only making assumptions. You're labeling her off of the things that he said. Now, I'm sure there's been some encounters in which she probably came at you sideways and you came at her. And a lot of the reasons that the ex and the current woman, they go at it so much is because it's the man who did not handle it correctly from the jump. And if he's not handling it correctly, he will sit there and allow two women to devour one another just so his ego could get stroked, just so he could feel important. Now, the crazy part was Scrappy was all ride or die with Bam, talking trash on Erica. They both was on stage, Erica held her own, but Bam and Scrap both together was tearing Erica down, trying to dismantle her. No different than Martell and Arion Air Mattress both coming together, just trying to destroy Mel, trying to sabotage Mel. In many instances, you have these harlots who get with these men, and to try to please these men, they will help these men disrespect their wives or disrespect their exes, only for it to all blow up in their face. And that's what ended up happening. Bam and Scrappy ended up divorcing. Scrappy had realized, he took on a marriage that he really did not want. And it all was to try to spite Erica or spite other women prior to Erica, like Diamond and whoever else, only to find out he had to be real with himself and come to the conclusion that, I really did not want this marriage like I thought I did. And I'm sure Bam saw plenty of red flags that marrying Scrappy was not a good idea on her part, but because she wanted to prove a point. And this is what happens to a lot of women. You have a lot of women who will use the man to prove a point to the baby mama, the wife, or the ex. That, you thought you had him, but I ended up with the prize. Only to end up becoming embarrassed. Because the truth is, if you meet a man who's already involved, I don't care what he tells you verbally, like we're not together, or I don't feel for her the way I used to, whatever the case is. You're taking a chance, because these men can flip mode once you end up with them. And that is what ended up happening. You have these women who think they have leveled up, who think they are the last woman standing, only to be the last fool standing there looking like a jackass, because you had this man build you up to thinking that you was top notch, top tier, only for him to drag you and embarrass you in the end. Because the whole bottom line is, you could learn a whole lot about a man just based off of how he has treated the women before him, before you. Study, monitor. Everybody knows Scrappy had commitment issues. Now, why Bam was the only one who didn't want to see it, which is why I'm tired of her doing all these interviews. And by the way, anybody who's interviewing Bam, you have really fell into the sunken place, because Bam has been telling the same story on every show for the longest now. Her narrative is not going to change. She does not have so much tea that her doing interviews with her is going to be interesting. Carlos, all of these people who's interviewing Bam, y'all are definitely, y'all career is on what they call it. your career is basically flatlining, or your career is on life support if you got to interview Bam, because there's nothing Bam has said interesting. I have seen about 4 different interviews and they all dry and it's all the same. Girl, you knew what Scrap was. You figured having all of them babies and getting that ring was going to get you to that level up position. And all it did was level you up into more bills because babies are expensive. And it has leveled you up into more chaos because you still got to deal with Scrappy for the rest of your life. Until you die, until he die, that's just the way it is. And not only that, Scrappy and Erica have been hanging really, really, really tight. Now, Mama D and Erica and Scrappy, all of a sudden, they getting along so great now. Because now Mama D sees all of what Bam supposedly took her son through. That's making Erica look like, oh, she wasn't so bad after all. Now, all of a sudden, Mama D and Erica, they so tight. And we know they used to hate each other guts. They're so tight. See, now, Bam has to deal with the extra slap of reality in her face. Not only you don't have Scrappy as your husband no more, and he gets to limit himself on how much he wants to father his children, because the majority of it is going to be on you. Now you got his ex who you disrespected, disgraced, and she did the same to you, vice versa. Now you seeing your ex-husband running cool and tight with his ex-baby mama who you helped him to disrespect. No different than Simon. Now Porsha, like I said, had no remorse for what Fallon went through. Whether Fallon was a good wife or not a good wife, the bottom line was Fallon was Simon's wife. And Porsha did not care. Porsha let it be known with her Nigerian wedding and her American wedding. She's posted up, booed up all over Instagram, social media, had no remorse for the shame and the pain Fallon went through. And this is what women got to understand. God will hold you accountable for another woman's pain. As much as we want to give Porsha a pass because supposedly Fallon was cheating, that don't make you right, because you're not God. You don't get to decide how another person should be punished. So if Porsha went to use that excuse, well, she was cheating on him, this and that, that does not validate you for doing what you did, because just like God is going to hold Fallon accountable if she did cheat, if she was cheating, guess what? God is going to also hold you accountable for getting involved in a marriage you knew that was already troubled. I don't want to deal with a married man, period. I don't care what his wife is taking him through. I don't care if she slept with his brother, his cousin, his cook, or the pool man. If he is married to that woman, at the time when I meet him, I don't want no parts of that. A lot of these men come to you troubled. Anytime a married man or a man is in a relationship and they come to you troubled, meaning it's a lot of chaos in that marriage. It's a lot of chaos in that relationship. Why you think he's bringing you, but why you think, he is bringing himself to you, what he's also bringing to you is a lot of problems and a lot of baggage. That's what Simon did. Simon brought Porsha a lot of baggage and ultimately ended up bringing her a lot of embarrassment and shame. Anytime a man is married, he's already in a troubled situation. You don't want to get involved with a man who's in a troubled situation, because obviously his marriage is in trouble. And it's not fair to you as a woman to play Captain Saver, because that's exactly what you're doing. If this is something he really wants, if he has any really care or compassion, he will clear all of this way before he gets with you. He will leave that marriage in the right way. Give it some time. Make sure his divorce is settled. He will clear his path with his ex-wife. That's how, if that's the way he's going to do it, you at least need to do it in a tasteful manner. But you should not even be walking out and leaving your marriage. But if that's something you feel in your heart is necessary, you don't leave it by getting involved with another woman to help you leave your marriage. If that was really over and done, it should have been over and done before you made the decision to move on and remarry another woman. Porsha, like many of these women, like Ariel Air Mattress, a lot of women who have put themselves in a position in which I will stand by you, I will be with you, even though you are married to someone else. These are the very women who end up in the end, looking really, really bad. And that's what ends up happening. When you think you done leveled up, you find out you got the same man. Now you finding out everything he took you through. Bam found out everything that Scrap took Erica through. Now she going through that. Porsha saw everything that Simon took Fallon through. Now she's going through that. As the saying goes, how you get them is how you ultimately end up losing them. So while it's fun and games and you got your nose up in the air, you have no empathy, no sympathy. I ain't saying you got to like the ex-wife, you got to like the baby mama, but as a woman, you should have compassion for another woman's pain. And rubbing it in her face, you signing yourself up for overtime and karma. And now you want to give these sympathy stories. I have no empathy for Porsha. I have no empathy for Bam. I have no empathy for Ariel and Mattress. I just don't have any empathy. And you have a lot of these harlot supporters that get mad every time I bring up Porsha. Why are you so obsessed with Porsha? Why you got so much to say about Porsha? Because Porsha got exactly what she deserved. And I told anybody who's been following me, I kept saying Porsha was going to get her payback. And she did. Ariel is getting her payback. And these are the same women who want to do interviews, who want to do apology tours. I have no empathy for no woman who was a willing participant in another woman's pain. Just because that man don't respect his wife, it does not mean you shouldn't. The moment a married man approaches you, I really think we should go out. I would like to see you. No, sir, I'm not trying to produce no karma in my life. Until that chapter is closed and official, I don't want no parts of it. You're not going to use me to help you in your journey with her. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to wreak that kind of havoc and karma in my life. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. You get with these men and you start smelling yourself. You get the big head. Your ego implodes. You stunting and flexing. You all on the Instagram. You all on the Facebook. You all on the red carpet. And the whole time these women were miserable. And we didn't know it till what? Till the grits hit the fan. Whole time Porsha around here acting like she happy and got a prize, and the woman was miserable. She was spending way more money on Simon than Simon was spending on her. All the truth comes out now. And everybody wants to say Fallon shouldn't have nothing to say. I would have a whole lot to say. How my ex-husband left me for another woman and don't only find out that he dragging her like he dragged me. Absolutely, I'm going to rejoice. I'm not going to sit up here and act all holier than thou, like, you know, you don't rejoice when your enemy falls. I'm going to rejoice because that is what you get. You had no empathy or no sympathy for me when it was my feelings and my image being at stake. You didn't care. And the fact that you have so many women who support women who do this, it just lets you know the mindset of women today. And this is why you have a lot of these men who don't respect us. You have men like Martell and Simon and Scrappy who consider women as toys and something to play with, because you have women who will support the Porshas, who will support the air mattresses. They support these type of women. And they get offended when you have bloggers like me who call them out. Oh, you're just obsessed. Give it a rest. I'm not giving nothing a rest. Nobody's not going to check me on my channel and tell me what I should say, what I shouldn't say, how to address people. Y'all tend to forget. We bloggers, we are grown-ass women. Just in case y'all forgot, we are very grown. And we're not going to allow, I'm not going to allow anybody to come in my community tab or anybody to come in my live chat talking reckless and telling me what to say and what not to say. If you don't like how I address things at my house, then you leave. If you go to somebody's house and you don't like how their house look, you don't like how their food tastes, you don't like how they let their children run around, instead you sit up there, you need to make your kids go to bed. Or you should have put more seasoning on that chicken. Versus giving people instructions, you can gracefully leave. And that's my problem. I'm having women try to tell me how to run my platform. Because I'm not saying what they want to hear. Because I'm not supporting harlot behavior. That's why these men like Martell and Kevin Hunter, Wendy Williams' ex-husband, might as well say ex-wife, because he acting all womanly, still trying to go for spousal support or whatever. This is why you have these kind of men, they don't respect us. It's always somebody caping for these incubus dudes. These dudes who obviously done proven they have no respect for marriage, have no respect for women. How dare you sit up there and support them? How dare you boost up their ego? Well, at least you're a good father. And I realize the reason why a lot of women are like that, because you have a lot of women that are just so damn male identified. And not only that, you have a lot of, listen, pain has a strange way of affecting women. You know, you have women that just have this mindset of a man is just so valuable that we're just supposed to accept and tolerate whatever he does. When you have men, you have a lot of these red pill brothers that's doing content, they're telling other men, do not deal with black women who don't value you. Do not deal with black women who don't respect you. One thing I can say, men will always encourage other men to not be disrespected. That is where men and women will be different. A man is not going to tell another man, oh yeah, he took that wife from her husband, man. We give you props for that, man. Good looking out, man. Yeah, you took that man wife. I don't hear men talking like that. It's you desperate, low common denominator, harlot-minded women who support these type of shenanigans. Men don't boost up other men's wrongdoings near as strongly as women do. Y'all don't want us talking about Porsha. Why? Because she pretty? She's a beautiful woman, but she's less of a woman for how she handled her business. Because she was wrong for what she did. And my thing is, you don't even have to tell nobody that they wrong. Life gonna show them how wrong they are anyway. Y'all can back Porsha up all y'all want. Y'all can't help Porsha with her pain right now. Y'all can boost up. Y'all can stroke her ego. That man embarrassed the hell out of her, and she deserves it. Because she did not care. Whether we like Fallon or don't like Fallon, y'all don't see nothing wrong with it until it happened to you. Let it happen to your daughter. Let it happen to a woman you care about. Let it happen to your mother. If Porsha would have did that to half of y'all that supported you, you wouldn't rock with her. If Porsha would have did that to your sister, had Fallon been your sister, and you know what your sister took off of him, why you think Solange attacked Jay-Z in that elevator like that? Because she witnessed all the pain Beyonce has gone through with Jay-Z. And sitting there seeing her sister suffer in silence, because you got some women that are just silent sufferers. In other words, will smile on the red carpet, will smile at the family events, but anybody that's close to that sister or close to that woman, they know her energy, they know that she's miserable, that she's mentally on the edge of a nervous breakdown. If she has any type of compassion, she's going to fight for that woman. That's why Solange attacked Jay-Z the way she did. Because Jay-Z been getting out of pocket with Beyonce. And Beyonce not wanting to taint her image, not wanting to stir a bee's nest, because she know Jay-Z is a very dominant dude. Being from Mercy Projects, she don't want to challenge him, so she'll suffer in silence when Solange is like, oh, hell no, I'm about it. Why? Because Solange don't have to live with him. Solange don't have no kids from him. Solange don't have to sleep with him. She wasn't going to suffer the same wrath Beyonce was. That's why Solange had no problem taking off those stilettos and getting ready to break the brakes off of Jay-Z. To this day, y'all can say what y'all want to say, because I know we got Beehive fans. By the way, everything I say in this content is alleged, based off my own opinion, for fair use only for entertainment and educational purposes. Y'all hit that like button. To this day, Beyonce's still suffering in silence. Jay-Z done got older. He's just as controlling. She ain't going on all these tours for nothing. She be trying to get the hell away from him. Because Jay-Z older now, so he's probably more stubborn. Probably more pig-headed. The way he made them leave the Grammys, that was embarrassing. And you could tell she was mortified at how he went up there on the Grammys and just put out there like that. He didn't say my beautiful wife. He said this young lady deserves a Grammy. It's trouble in paradise, but only the woke ones will be able to observe that. But anyway, but this is what ends up happening when you think you love it up, only to get the same man you took. You already saw his track record. Why are we surprised? Why are you shocked? Why you can't comprehend what's happening to you? You knew what the man was before you got involved, before you married him, before you had children from him. You saw what other women went through. Common sense is not common because everybody don't have it. You saw what the man was. You saw he had commitment issues. You saw he's not consistent. In the words of Maya Angelou, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. And I'm going to end the sermon at that. So anyway, I appreciate all of y'all for supporting, still being a part of the movement. I appreciate all the subscribers who have been buying cable from me. I'm glad so far that y'all like the service. I've been getting nothing but good positive energy about the cable. So I'm glad I've been able to save y'all some money. So hopefully those of you who have purchased cable, I'm hoping now you feel a difference with your bill. I'm sure you was paying what, 150, 200 satellite dish and all of that. So I'm glad that you're only paying $27 a month. I was able to spare you some money. Not only that, you get good quality streaming. Because we know when we hear cheaper, we think automatically it's going to be garbage. But for the most part, I had a lot of support, positive feedback about the cable. So again, big ups to everybody, all of my subscribers who are now my cable customers. Again, I appreciate y'all. All of the funds that I've been receiving from my cable has really been a help. It's been able to help me to financially take care of a lot of things. So again, I definitely appreciate you. So also I have what's called Mocha's Hot Pot. Anybody who just wants to donate $1, $1, just simply cash app it to Diamond Girl, $DYMONDGYRL. I would like to get a better microphone. I would like to get better equipment so I can do more quality content. So if you want to just donate $1 to Mocha's Pot, $DYMONDGYRL, just $1. So if anybody can do that and be a blessing to the congregation, I would appreciate it. But for those who cannot donate, please make sure you hit that like button on the way out. So until next time, be on the lookout for my next sermon coming up, The Lies That Married Men Will Tell. We're going to go and do some surgery on that, because I don't want any sisters to end up like Porsha, end up like Bam, end up like Ariana Air Mattress. It's very imperative that we go into the details of why it's very imperative that women do not get involved with married men. So be on the lookout for that. And until next time, y'all take care. Be blessed.